Ladies and gents, we did it again. Well, you did it again. You guys did it again. I recommended a book to you guys yesterday, and again, you brought that book to Amazon #1 in all books on the whole website, and that would be the new book by Derek Smith and Kaide Knipe. That's the One Face, Two Face, Black Face, Blue Face parody, talking about all our favorite characters from Ottawa. So today, in celebration, I wanted to bring in the man himself, the author of this book, Derek Smith. Derek, welcome to the show.
How you doing? The view is really good up here from #1, let me tell you.
I bet.
Looking down on all the other books that couldn't get there.
That's amazing. It's amazing. You've done it now 2 books in a row. You've got the Prime Minister Who Stole Freedom and One Face, Two Face, Black Face, Blue Face, and now we're 2 for 2. We're 2 for 2. This is amazing.
Yeah, and
Tell me a bit though. Where did you come up with the idea for this book, this new book?
Well, first off, I'm going to correct you because I didn't do it. We did it. This community did it. And let me tell you something. If there's one thing I love about your community, it's their ability to rally and support great things, great content. I mean, they're already here watching your stuff, so they already know where to be for all the good quality stuff. And again, I was a fan before we worked together on these books and promoted through your channel. And I think they're great. So hats off to your community for starters.
Great community.
And,
best
thank
on
you,
the internet.
Thank you to each and every, to everyone who supported. Thank you very much. I'm very humbled to be sitting here again. The idea for this one, we did a poll on Twitter when the first book had its success and kind of just said, if we could roast somebody else, who would we do next? And a lot of the polls came back where people were saying Freeland, some were saying Jagmeet. At that time, you had the Jimmy McJuggernuggets joke going around on your channel a lot. A lot of people started talking about the WEF and everything. So I kind of sat back with Kaide and said, if we do a book for every single politician we want to hit, it's going to get old and stale real quick. So why don't we just do one book where we just try to get them all in, or as many as we can?
To just nail it all out there and see what comes next.
Yeah, so we kind of pondered things for a while as to where we were going to go and how we were going to do it. We wanted to keep the rhyming style and the Dr. Seuss parody nature. We looked at a lot of different books, and a friend of mine actually was over with her kids, and she had One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. And as soon as I saw that, I said, I think I have an idea. and she's a big fan of the books as well. And she says, well, what would you do? And she says, well, we got to put blackface in there. And then as soon as she said blackface, I knew from One Fish, Two Fish, Jagmeet's considered Two-Face. Let's do One Face, Two Face. And it kind of kicked off from there.
And then Blackface, Blueface. Blueface, would that be the conservatives, I guess?
It's more the conservatives because they're the blue side of the spectrum. But, just like red and blue in the U.S. with Republican and Democrat. But it's the problem with the conservatives. I know they've got some things to nitpick at, but
yeah, I was going to
just
say
nothing I really want to touch on.
You didn't really go hard on the conservatives.
Well, as you know, and most people on Twitter know, I met with Pierre Poilievre a few weeks ago when I went to Ottawa, and I just made friends with him. So I don't want to poke the bear's nest too much, but no, he knows the crosshairs are on him, and he knows that at a moment's notice we could parody them in one of our books, and he's all for it. But I've got some material I'm kind of holding out for future projects. So until they give us something really heavy to throw down, I'm going to kind of collect my bits and pieces while I can, and we'll definitely be a little harder on them going forward, though.
So, what does this mean for your empire of books now? You I mean, you can kind of call it that now because you've got
these two books are
bestsellers back to back now. Like this is kind of a big deal. Not to be like Ron Jeremy or Ron Burgundy.
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, the other Ron.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Big deal. But
it's listen, at the end of the day, my job is to entertain people. If people are happy with the content and they're having a good time, that's what's most important. If they want more books, we'll write them as long as people want to read them. I know in terms of our plans, our next book, we kind of sandwiched ourselves because we had plans to have this book out for some point before the end of the year.
Mhm.
And then, of course, as you know, after I met with Tamara Leach, we started talking about the Freedom Convoy, and she kind of mentioned, it's too bad you didn't have something lined up for like the Prime Minister book for the 1 year anniversary of the convoy. And it kind of gave us the idea of, hey, let's do a tribute book. So we're now working on our next book for February, which is Hold the Line, the Ballad of Tamara Leach. So we're going to launch that in February for the 1 year anniversary of the convoy. So we literally finished this book and immediately started production on the next one in order to have it ready in time. And then after that, I have a book coming out called Will You Give Me Amnesty at some point later in 2023, which again is going to touch on the Atlantic's COVID amnesty article and the insanity going on with that. But we have other plans that I've discussed on my streams about. After that, I want to do a book called Hi, My Name is Karen, and kind of move out of the political realm a little bit, just so that we're not put in a box with just political satire books. We want to do comedy. At the end of the day, we want to do adult themed comedy, and the ideas are going to keep coming. We have the Green Bugs No Ham, like the green eggs and ham spoof that's going to come out of the left at some point.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah.
So we've got ideas in the box.
You've already got the Cotton
got
Schwab.
ones,
He's the Grand Q-tip himself.
the Grand Q-tip.
He's established now in the character universe, I guess you would call it.
The character universe. We've got plans, and as time goes on, our biggest hurdle to cross is that Kaide is in college, and trying to get the books out while still being generous to her academic life has been a bit of a challenge. But as time goes on and we get our rhythm, we're going to be able to pump out books a little bit faster. I think our goal is to do about 3 a year on average once we get past this next hurdle. But like I said, as long as people show interest and still want the content, we're going to keep cranking it out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So where can people find you online? And obviously there's going to be a link in the description where they can find your Amazon store, buy your book. But where else can they find you?
Well, again, I've after taking your advice, I've tried to step into the YouTube realm and get my feet wet in that market. And I do have an Unacceptable Fringe YouTube channel. You can find me over there. You'll see my logo on the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at UnacceptFringe. And there I kind of
that one went by. that one got yanked up pretty quick when that convoy got started, hey?
Yeah, and it's even the amount of letters you're allowed on Twitter. I wanted Unacceptable Fringe, and unfortunately it's too long. So much like your Twitter handle, I had to shorten it. So it's just Unaccept Fringe.
Right. For people who don't know what I'm talking about there, my handle is Clyde Do Something without the G. There was just not enough characters. So if you're on Twitter, that's where you find me.
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube, on Twitter. I do live streams from time to time on my channel. In fact, I'd like to have you over for a live stream since we did our Turtles stream over on your channel. I'd like to maybe find some games we could play in the future, maybe bring you over to the dark side a little bit on the Fringe, and maybe play some games in the future. We do something fun there, but it's a good time over there. I would encourage anybody who just wants to have more fun, hang out, chill, get to know me on the side of things other than the books. It's a good place to be, and we welcome everybody in. So look forward to seeing everybody there.
And again, congratulations on #1 seller in all books. I know this is the thing. Like people will pick some obscure category to get the #1 tagged, but this is in all books across Amazon. So this is pretty impressive. So a huge congratulations to you, Derek, and thanks for joining me so impromptu.
Thank you.
In the
and if I could just sneak in one thing here, just a reminder, anybody who's buying the books, please remember to go to Amazon, leave your reviews. The reviews do help, and I can't wait for the lovely 1-star reviews to start pouring in.
Yeah,
we have a good time reading.
They're all not verified purchases though. That's the problem.
All the time, but it's you know what, we did a live stream tonight where we read through the original books 1-star reviews, and it's always fun to go through. I know we were on Brando on the Go together when we went through those. It's good reading, so I'm looking forward to the 1-star reviews. But the actual verified reviews do help us with our ranking, and it does help us going forward for customers who are just coming in that maybe don't watch your channel. So highly recommend anybody who's purchased, make sure you head over, get your reviews in, and thank you again.
Well, I've always
everybody. This is their win, not just mine.
I've always said that you're going somewhere if you have fans, but you've made it when you have haters. So congratulations,
Absolutely.
Derek.
Couldn't agree more.
On a second Amazon #1 bestseller. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you guys for tuning in and buying this book. That's amazing. You guys came out full bore in support of another great book from a great author, Canadian content, people who just care about this country and are looking to make things better. One joke, one message at a time. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of the whole situation here. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.